In fact, you would start regaining weight within the first year, even if you only ate lettuce and ran around Leicester Square for 3 hours. That is a fact.
Well, let's not get out of hand. Coach Greg, today's video, a doctor who's obese tries to convince herself diet and exercise, it doesn't work. That there's no health benefits whatsoever to losing weight. Calories in, calories out is nonsense, and that I must be a freaking moron, and that the weight loss industry is just lying to us all. And so am I actually a liar? I've been lying to you all along. Well, let's watch this video. You're not going to believe what she says.
I mean, I'm fat because I drink too much red wine and I don't exercise enough.
That's not true. That's absolutely not true. You're not fat because of what you eat and how much exercise you do.
Doctor, if I left you now and ran up and down Leicester Square for 3 hours and then went home and had a piece of lettuce and then came in and did the same tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that, I would start to look like a supermodel.
Well, let's not get out of hand. He's not going to look like a supermodel just because he starves himself and goes for a lot of runs. But he's not wrong. Calories in, calories out. If he eats fewer calories and burns more of them off, he's going to lose weight. But no, this doctor, remember, this is an actual doctor. She says, nope, it's not true. And so the guy is honest. He admits it. I'm overweight because I drink too much wine, I eat too much food. I'm lazy. That's why I'm fat. No, you're not. It's not that at all. It has nothing to do with that. Well, what is it then? Your genetics? Is it that you got up on the wrong side of the bed? Is that why you're overweight?
I would start to look like a supermodel.
Only for a few months, and then you would stop. In fact, you would start regaining weight within the first year, even if you only ate lettuce and ran around Leicester Square for 3 hours. That is a fact.
And so she states it as if it's fact. You'll only lose weight for a few months. Really. And so if he only eats lettuce and runs 3 hours a day, for 2 months he'll lose weight, and then he's slowly going to start regaining that weight. You know, when you stop losing weight enough, your metabolism, it just slows down, and then you magically regain all the weight. This is nonsense. It's not fact that he's going to start regaining weight. Just because 95% of diets fail, of which she says it's 98%, doesn't mean that everyone is doomed to fail. And why are people failing? Well, because they give up. They stop dieting. It's not because the diet doesn't work, it's because they don't stick to it. Many people go to university and drop out. Doesn't mean that universities don't work. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't go there. Oh, I want to be a doctor. Don't go. There's so many people that are dropping out. Not many people are completing med school, so don't try.
And there is literally no evidence that weight loss is going to benefit anybody's health, whether they're a child or an adult.
Literally no evidence, none at all, that weight loss could benefit your health. That if you lose weight, for example, that it'll lower your blood pressure, reduce your chance of type 2 diabetes. I mean, how can a doctor actually say this? And remember, she's not being sarcastic. She's not making this shit up. But have you looked at this woman? And listen, I'm not here to fat shame, but when somebody is morbidly obese and she tries to convince herself and the world that losing weight won't be of benefit, then you have to ask yourself a question. Why would this doctor say this? Why, of all the millions of doctors in the world, is this one doctor speaking nonsense? Could it be that she's trying to justify her actions? Doctors who smoke or do drugs are most likely going to downplay just how dangerous they are. Doctors who do steroids most likely going to say they're not as dangerous as doctors who don't.
I'm willing to stake my medical career that the lies that we've been sold, they are there to benefit the weight loss industry.
And so she states, I'm going to state my medical career that losing weight, it's not effective. That it's just the weight loss industry trying to convince you to lose weight, but it's of no benefits. Well, I'm going to state my YouTube career that losing weight is beneficial to the majority of people. If you are in fact overweight, obese, morbidly obese, and you lose weight, you are in fact going to be healthier.
Up to 98% of people that attempt weight loss will have regained all the weight within 5 years. Not 2, but 5.
And no, it's not 98%. She says up to 98%. Well, that's like me saying up to 100% of people who go for runs get in better shape. Up to 100% of the people that buy my freaking cookbook love and enjoy the recipes. And if you get my freaking cookbook, most likely going to make you healthier. Not guaranteed, but very likely. And why is that? Because if you eat low-calorie dense foods, you're in a deficit, you're going to be able to lose weight. Calories in, calories out. Although this doctor says I'm wrong, there's no such thing as calories in, calories out, I'm willing to state my YouTube career that it's actually true.
Second thing, this idea that energy in and energy out and energy calorie deficits is nonsense.
How can she say it's nonsense? I mean, people are watching this and they're thinking, well, this doctor said this. And so does that not make you start questioning things? Just because a doctor says something, does it automatically mean it to be true? We've heard this doctor say there's no such thing as calories in, calories out. You've heard this doctor say that it's of no benefit to diet and exercise for adults or children. that everyone should just weigh whatever they want. And why? Well, because up to 98% of people regain the weight within 5 years. And so is this the kind of information that you want? Is this the kind of doctor that you want to listen to? And so I do believe that people are going to comment about her weight. They're saying, look at this doctor. She's overweight. How can we listen to her? She's not lean. Well, in the real world, people pay attention to the package the message delivered in. Think of it. Most often you buy cologne, they spend more money on the bottle the cologne is in than the actual cologne. And so when the messenger is somebody who's morbidly obese, in danger of life because of her weight, and she says, you don't need to lose weight. It's not beneficial. 98% of people that go on a diet, they just regain all the weight in 5 years. There's no benefit to diet and exercise. Calories in, calories out, it doesn't work. If you starve yourself, eat lettuce, and go for runs all the time, it'll work for a couple months, but then you're automatically going to regain the weight. That's fact. Well, when that message comes from somebody who's morbidly obese, you're starting to question the message. If I said my cookbook is amazing, it helps you to lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life, and I stood here and I weighed 500 pounds, what would you think? I say, yeah, I love the book. I eat from it all the time. Would you believe me? Of course not. You'd say, well, if the book is so amazing, why aren't you in shape? And so when a medical doctor who's morbidly obese herself says diet and exercise is useless, why are we going to listen to her? It'd be like having a doctor who smokes cigarettes say, oh, cigarettes are so safe. Really? Is it safe just because you smoke them? Or is it actually safe?
How are we as a culture supposed to get better when people we look to for information on health and fitness are telling us things like this?
And so he says it best. How can we as a culture grow from this when we have qualified medical doctors preaching nonsense, telling us that your weight has nothing to do with how much you eat or how much you exercise? How can we grow as a society? How can we stand for this? How can we trust anyone when a qualified medical doctor can't give us the most basics of information?
And here we've got a qualified doctor telling us that calorie deficit doesn't work and that your weight is not linked to how much you eat and how much you exercise. It's just another great reminder to do your own research.
And so no wonder the world is messed up. We don't know who to listen to. We don't know who's right, who's wrong, who cares about it, who doesn't, who's spewing nonsense, who's telling us bullshit. And so please don't listen to this information. Calories in, calories out, the laws of thermodynamics, it's always going to apply. And so if you're overweight and or obese, do not think that you can't do anything about it. Don't think that it's useless to go on a diet. Do not think that diet and exercise is useless. It is highly beneficial. And the research, the science is abundantly clear that diet and exercise to lose weight, to be healthy, that it's actually going to improve your health, your life expectancy. And so don't believe this woman. Interested in my cookbook or of course any of the supplements, for example, GO2 Max with NMN, the #1 selling supplement that I have, improves endurance, cardiovascular performance, more energy. This can help you to become a better butter burner. And so please use code Greg, gets you 10% off. If you have no money, it don't matter. Head over to my website anyway. You get your first and last name, email address, sending you close to a 50-page free diet and training program. It's free. Want you to all understand exactly what to do to get in the shape of your life. Subscribe, click the bell button, and comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Watch one of the bloops. And of course, all the books, training books, the Circle Diet book, cookbooks, the clothing line, all of that, coaching plans, get it on my website, code Greg 10% off. And until next time, I am out.